Hi guys. So today we're going to be talking about tough conversations that we often don't want to have. So tough conversations, we don't always want to have them, but sometimes they're necessary. And the last month or so, it's been a very interesting one for me. I've been thinking about a lot. I've been struggling with a lot, to be honest. I finally had a conversation this week that I needed to have, and that for the last at least 2 weeks I was trying to figure out, like, is it necessary? Do I need to? Will it help me? And I realized and figured out that basically it was necessary for me, and that I was doing this so that I could find release within myself, because I felt like if I kept it inside, that I would be missing out on just inner peace and inner healing and all the good things that come with it. With tough conversations, it might run through your mind that, like, I don't want to have this, and so then you run, right? And running, I think we think it helps us, but in the end it doesn't, because it doesn't give us the results that we want. It doesn't give us that inner release and that inner peace here and in here and in our bodies. And whether we have health conditions or not, having difficult and tough conversations is just a part of life, as well as if you don't have them, you rob yourself of having that clarity with that person, clarity within yourself, and a chance to move on and move forward with that person or without that person, depending on what type of conversation this is. And ultimately it's helpful to free you. It's really, it's about the other person if you're wanting to work things out and work on things, but if you're looking for closure and you're able to receive that and get that, then kudos to you if you're able to do it. There are many conversations for me that have been left undone. I've never received closure from them, and I have had to make peace with that. Another thing about tough conversations, they suck sometimes. I was wondering how in the world I was going to even have this conversation, how I was going to start it. Super nervous. For you, if you're struggling with how to have a conversation, if you need to tape it, my goodness, tape it. And then show that person. If you cannot bring yourself because it's too much emotionally for you to, like, give it out in person, record it, have them listen to it. That way it's not necessarily a back and forth, where you start to argue. You don't want to argue, I think, with these conversations. I think you just want to say your piece and then see how they respond and then move forward with that. So, like, know what you need. And it's not an embarrassing thing. It's something where you are able to then cement your boundaries, essentially, with these tough conversations and how you present them to that person. See, sometimes we're kind of stuck in this place of, like, dark side of, like, our thoughts and what we think's gonna go down inside of a conversation, but we don't realize that right on the cusp and the brink of that, and right at the intersection of this conversation, you can have that blue sky. I know it's cloudy, but you can have part of that blue sky right there, that little patch, and it can grow. It doesn't have to be this all the time. I think if you're tempted to run from conversations, I think you need to take inventory of why. Like, what is making you run? What are you feeling that's making you feel like you need to run? What is going on for you that is making it difficult? What emotions are you experiencing that you need to express, not only to yourself, but get it out? So talking to a friend, rehearsing with a friend, family member, whatever, is also something that you can do and can be helpful in kind of constructing the conversation, essentially. The conversation, I mean, that's up to you, what you include, what you don't include. with these tough conversations, I think it would be good for you to simplify and focus on your feelings and your emotions and how things have affected you, rather than necessarily accusing the other person of something that they did. So it's more about I statements. That's what they're called in the counseling community, in that you say, when you did this, I felt this way and it hurt because of this, and there are ways maybe that we can improve certain things if that is something that you want to improve. I know they're scary, okay? I wasn't able to sleep. However, I can tell you that once I had this conversation and was able to showcase how I felt, and we were able to discuss different things, I felt heard. The other person felt heard as well. And I think that we are in a better place, definitely, than we were. Communication is vital to any relationship, and it works. I hope for you that you are able to have difficult conversations that will end up freeing you, because after that conversation happened for me this week, I have felt like a weight has been lifted. I feel lighter. I feel better inside. I feel there's a way forward now. I'm not just in my head thinking about all this stuff. And sometimes we get trapped in thinking like, what if this, what if that, what if that? And what if questions are never helpful for us. They don't produce any results. They don't provide any clarity. It needs to move to some sort of action. If you cannot have a conversation, if that person has passed on, then maybe writing a letter and writing out your feelings that way, addressing it to them, and you know what I mean? And some people burn it afterwards, some people rip it up into pieces, some people paint over it. I mean, there's lots of things that you can do. If you need to talk to a counselor, then by all means do it, because counseling is for you. It's not for anybody else. Sometimes counseling can just help with the perspective of different things, and can also provide just even more clarity of what's going on inside, and give us tools to be able to have those conversations. So conversations can allow you to have closure, to have clarity, to be able to move forward, whatever the decision is after that conversation. If you can't have that conversation, write a letter and then do something with the letter, if whatever you feel is necessary. Afterwards, after the conversation or after writing the letter, do something for yourself. Do something that you enjoy. Do something that you think may honor the space that you're in after that conversation. I think it would be vital for you to be able to do that, and it might be very therapeutic for you to do that. So I hope this video has been encouraging. If you liked what you heard, then please give this video a like. It would help a lot. And subscribe if you haven't already. I would love for you to join the family here, and I will see you next week. Okay, see you later.